jump right in the intro. I hope I jump scared you. That'd be awesome. What's up, guys? Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter, Season 5, still rolling right. Well, it's 10. Season 5, episode 36, Historically Haunted VODCAST. I am Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter. Of course, if you don't know who I am, what the fuck are you watching? Live from the foothills of Maine. I can almost smell Stephen King's house from here. This show is brought to you this week by Devon Oman. He is the actor, director, producer. Devon Oman, he was a guest one time, and he's a director of the Gophers film. He sent me that. He signed it. You can see that on Tubi, as well as Vile Spirit. Pretty cool shit. It's Dead Prairies Productions, LLC. So that's cool. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Go check him out. Independent author, or director, film writer for a screenplay. You can see him on Tubi, all that good stuff. And speaking of independence and stuff, and B-movie horror actors and actresses, I had Alice Winkler on. She's in the new film Gush with Ellie Church. She's a great, great actress. She's on Embalmers, EMB, like fucking, dead bodies and shit, like filling them up with, that's on Tubi. Check it out. She's in that. She sent me this, so check it out and subscribe to the YouTube channel already. I need way more than 300 subscribers. You guys subscribe to idiots out there. Subscribe to someone who's worth it like me. All right, check it out. Alice Winkler. Oh, God damn it.
I'm Alice Winkler. You may know me from films such as Gush, The Barn Part 2, and Space Base from Outer Space, and many, many more. I just wanted to say hello to everyone and let you know that you are watching Historically Haunted VODCAST with Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter. It's a pretty rad dude, so make sure you stay tuned for everything. Anyway, have a good night, everybody.
Love it, man. I'm getting friends, clients, actors, actresses, all these musicians, all these people sending me stuff. My guest coming up, IRENE ACHELOIS. She is a client of mine for Historical Haunted booking, but even before that, she was a friend. I met her at the Warren convention, Mohegan Sun, with her friend Danica. They are Private Eye Paranormal. She does a lot of stuff. She also does a book host of a podcast, New Era Paranormal Investigators, who used to be part of my clientele as well with JD Curry. But she's part of that. She does Illuminate with an 8. Illuminate. I said in the thing on the bottom if you read it. The Spirit Realm Network. Oh my God, she's all over the place. Her face is glowing. She's blushing. If she's yawning, it's because of me. I'll explain later. Maybe not. But anyways, without further ado, IRENE, get your butt out here.
Hi.
What's up, girl? You like far away like that, or do you want it super close? What do you think?
That's fine. Either way.
Yeah? Okay, I'll give everybody the option. So first and foremost, my lady, welcome back. You've been a guest before in the past. How are you?
Thank you. I'm happy to be back. I'm doing okay. Doing good. A little busy. Good busy. Tired busy, but good busy.
I see that. You're on travel with Danica, a lot of different podcasts, a lot of different shows, events, conventions. I mean, it's the busy season for folks like us. You're transcribing, which I forgot to mention, which is pretty cool. We'll talk about that. So you don't stay too stagnant, do you?
Apparently at the moment, no, I don't. I think that's just I'm easily distracted, or I get easily excitable. I like doing things. I like being a part of projects and things like that. And then I have to pull the reins and slow it down a little bit when I realize, maybe overextending myself a little bit. But it's, for me, it's kind of like we're only here for a short window, right?
Amen.
Try to do as much as we can and have as much fun as we can. I mean, I spent a lot of years being too serious, and it's just, I just want to have a good time and sharing healing with people and sharing the paranormal with people, and laugh with you and, just have a good time. In a healthy, serious way.
Well, I was going to say, if this is IRENE is literally one of the most respectful and knowledgeable people I know in this field, but she's not a stiff by any means. She loves to have fun, but she's very respectful too. But she knows her shit. So definitely check her out. Check out all the stuff I mentioned. I've been sharing on the podcast page, on the booking page. You can see it below. And we're going to talk about it now. But IRENE, you're one of the decent humans, I call it, in life, because you're one of the ones you can go to for a problem and you take it seriously. But at the same time, I can go to you with a stupid meme or GIF and you're going to laugh at it. So that's cool.
Definitely.
That's the way to be.
My love language. Gifts are my love language.
Yes. I mean, like you said, you only live once, but at the same time, you don't want to shit on people's toes or disrespect, God forbid, or hurt anyone. But at the same time, let's go whatever, man. Like, I'm a booking agent. What? I'm a podcast host. Huh? I'm a stoner kid from Maine, but whatever. I'm rolling with it. People dig it. I'm decent at it. I wouldn't have said it. I've been like now, but we grow to that, which brings me to my first question. And I probably asked you before, but we get a new audience now. Thank you guys for tuning in. This replay will be on YouTube in a couple of days. What got Irene, for those that don't know, refresh my memory, what got Irene started into all this mediumship? Was it in the family, something you learned as a young child?
I think, I mean, there's different ways to kind of awaken your abilities. Everybody innately in the world has these abilities, has instinct, has gut feelings. Everybody has this on some level. It's kind of like, and I like to tell people in mediums, it's just like it amped up, a little bit more, we experience it a little bit more. And then there's people that experience all of these things from birth, and they have a family history. And there are people that they can't trace anything back. They likely have family history no matter what, but it awakens in them through practice and training, and some people, they just choose not to, embrace those abilities and just use it in their, like, fit into everyday life. So
no, that didn't happen. I don't have that can't be true. I didn't dream that. Oh, deja vu. I don't believe in that. Oh, right. I get what you're saying. Right, exactly. There are sticklers, right? Yeah.
For me though, I it's been since I was born. I grew up in a very religious home. So if you do anything like this, they were afraid. And it's possibly something evil coming in, even though you grow up in a faith that believes in angels and saints and healings in that way. When it comes in a different form, there's difficulty there's struggle. And I think it just goes back historically from just how people look at mediums through history, right?
Right.
And so they were very afraid with it. And so you have to they figured out ways to kind of, oh no, that's not anything. That's not, And so I devoted myself, to being strong in faith. And I had experiences my whole life. I just,
wow.
You didn't share it as much, and it's not something that is was welcome at the time. And I mean, it's still not welcome, right? But
well,
but it's more welcome than it ever was before. And you know what? I think people might joke or not take her seriously, but I really think when Teresa Caputa came out and got really famous, the Long Island medium, things changed. I think she shifted and welcomed like this type of thing because they saw it as connecting with family and loved ones. And in the paranormal world too, that opened things up a little more too when they would bring mediums in, and as like, and there's some very respectable and talented mediums that came on, that weren't scaring the world, and like so like that took their abilities seriously and their job seriously. That that shifted things as well. So for me, I'm the most stubborn person sometimes. Yes, I admit it. You know what though? If like people take stubbornness in a bad way. Stubbornness is bad at times if you're not humble, right? But
right.
but that stubbornness can also translate to resilience. So we can only get through these things in our lives if we have that resilience, right? So that stubbornness to keep going.
Yeah.
And for me, I think that was just innate in me from the day I was born, because it was like I was meant to go on this journey. Like that stubbornness was built in, that ability to stand up independently without like reliance on things and people liking me in a lot of ways. I mean, I still had to work through that stuff. Everybody does as they grow. But like that was in there from the beginning. Like I remember doing things from when I was a child. I'm like, how did I even know to stand up for that or to do this or to do that? But it's because it was there and because I was being nudged by spirit all around me to help me and guide me.
Your intuition, you've always been open to it. That's a big thing.
Yeah. So then I grew up, and like for me, those things kept happening throughout my life. And I connected with spirit regularly. I just didn't use it to do readings or to out in public because it was too scary for me. So I eventually said, you know what? like I went into so I went into I did things like through my faith. I would go to monasteries and connect that way, do that prayer meditation, things like that, and then which were, I mean, amazing experiences, and like one really amazing experience, and like paranormal type of experience that people don't think about as being paranormal when you're in that setting, and we could talk about that a little later. But so I went through like that part of my life trying to like embrace it in that way.
Right.
And I think that helped me grow here within, right? And then I went to so I did all of that, and then finally I couldn't not do it anymore. It's almost like it pushes you and pushes you until you can't ignore it anymore. And so finally I just said, you know what, I'm going to prove to myself, because I worked as a scientist for, over 2 decades. Like, so for me, I needed to have validation before I go out there and tell people I can do this. I knew I can do it, but I needed to see proof. Like, I needed to do my own little experiment. And so I started taking courses. Yeah. So I started taking courses, and with some great teachers, Cindy Keza, Aaron Koob, and Tina Pandeli. They're Tina's in the UK, and some other courses too mixed in there too. I started taking courses and proved to myself, and development groups and things like that, and proved to myself like that the evidential mediumship side, that these things that were coming through, I wasn't crazy. I wasn't schizophrenic, I wasn't, it's some kind of borderline personality disorder, something where I was seeing things, hallucinating. So like I had to prove to myself first before I felt I could stand confidently in front of anybody else. Because, if I had enough evidence, then I felt safe stepping forward. But now I did readings, but I didn't do them in public. And then Danica came along, and then she basically did that and pushed me into the deep end. She didn't think for a second. She's like, no, you're doing this.
Sometimes we need that though. Irene's like, cannonball.
I'm like, people are mean. People are going to be, I can't. Like,
but that's why you self-indulge. That's why, not to cut you, but that's why you kind of made sure you were legit to yourself, which to me is beyond respectful and fair. You're like, well, before I go out there and do this, am I fucking the schizo, or is this legit? You did research, Irene. That's seriously commendable, because a lot of people are just going to go and.
Yeah. Hi, Jean. I just saw the.
Oh, what's up, Jean?
I'm doing your job. Sorry.
Jean's just reciting with me another client. Jean's awesome. She respects the hell out of you. She's another client of mine up in Maine here. But yeah, Jean, thanks for jumping on. I mean, I love how you wanted to make sure that you were the real deal. Not like, I don't think a lot of people do that. Self-test. You wanted to prove to yourself before anybody else. Is that fair? I mean, right?
Yeah. And the thing is thanks. I appreciate that. But like for me, I look at it as I look at it from like the teachers that I had, and the people that I've watched in my life, and how the effect you can have on people. And so one of the huge things was training that doing the inside work. That's really important, because what we can project onto people. And so that's very scary. Like the things I say can have an impact on someone's life. So I want to do everything I can to make sure I'm approaching that in a responsible way. Yeah. And, and the thing is this stuff can get to us too. Like our ego can not only like stop us from like doing well, but it can also affect us in how we work. I look at it as like, I know I'm talking a lot, but let me just do this, give you this example.
Real quick.
So, hey. So I look at it as you're watching your TV at home, and the signal comes in through the TV and the show plays on the television, right? Or your internet, they're watching the podcast right now. It's the computer right in front of you. But the computer is the device that's receiving the signal and projecting the signal to you. That's what we are. Okay. We're not, like like, it's a fine line. It's a scary line for us in maintaining that ego, because when we forget that we're the computer or we're the TV, you know, we think we're doing it all. And then we can actually veer into the wrong direction and not deliver the type of healing and like messages that we need to deliver. And we think it's like we're responsible in a lot of ways for everything that's been given to us. And it's not us. It's the people delivering the message. It's, you know, God, the divine, however you look at it, angels, your family, anything like that coming through, delivering those messages and using you as that television or the computer to send the message.
Absolutely. Dude, you need to write a fuck. You haven't written a book yet, have you, Irene? You need to write a book. Amazing. I mean, your knowledge is, I'm listening to it. I'm just like, keep talking. You're a fucking, because it's true. We really are. That's why I've never understood atheists. And I respect all beliefs. You want to believe in God, whatever. But I've had an out-of-body experience. I've seen my mom when I was in a car accident and died. She helped me get out of the car. She talked to me. I remember that fucking 5 years ago. So no one's going to tell me there's not a God. You know, you believe what you want to believe. You die in your worm food. Peace out. But yes, you're right. We're just a little shell. You know, the spirit that keeps moving. We're just projected in front of you, just like the TV. Remember in Willy Wonka when they're looking, it goes just like the TV, and it's just all floating shit in the air. Oh, what a trip, Irene. Maybe you are a little crazy, but that's cool, Irene. That's fine. I am
a little crazy. We're all a little crazy.
Yes, and EC3's sister is too. Danica, she is. I know she's there.
She's around. She's here. She wants to pop her head in.
She can have her push over. I don't give a shit. It's up to you. I don't care. Because I want to ask you some fun stuff. Well, I want to get into some videos real quick, but I want to talk to you about, obviously, you could do this stuff alone, and when transcribing, and of course the podcast with JD, you kind of go off. You don't. But you do illuminate. You're kind of all over the place, girl. And I love that you surround yourself with good people, because you could honestly do it alone. But with Private Eye, you and Danica, that started out as just like a little friend thing. When I met you at the Warren condo, you're just kind of starting out, and it's kind of grown. You get some videos going on, huh? That's big.
Yeah. Danica, Donna, Brian, Deanne, Dennis.
Wow, you've grown. It's just you three when I first met you.
Yeah, so we're a little bit bigger, but not too big. You know, we kind of like, you know, our smaller size. And JD has jumped in too. We consider him part of the group and the family, but he's still New Era Paranormal Investigators too. Yep. But he follows us around and investigates with us.
I bet he does.
Private Eye Paranoid. Yeah. Yeah. His Private Eye Paranormal documentary series. So he follows us to these locations, as crazy as we are, or we find him at locations, and we just try to go out there and have a good time. And I think I brought a little clip about, you know, we take it very seriously. We try to bring in, you know, evidence. We do public investigations regularly. We have a good time doing that, but we also do private investigations, whether it's homes or you know, businesses that don't want people to know that.
Wait a minute, you're not in it for the fame, you're in it to help people, Irene. How dare you? The clip she's speaking of, real quick, guys, check this out. It's available on Facebook and YouTube, correct?
Yes, under New Era Paranormal.
So what were you chewing on when you were in here when I saw you?
I heard you.
You gotta figure out how to get EC3.
Sounded like a fellow.
Yeah, that's good. You want a guy.
Are you the big man with the orange beard that I can't think of?
Sorry.
I
don't think he understands.
Because I feel like if we had a relationship, you would be Hamish in Braveheart, and I'm William Wallace.
I feel like he should be trying to contact the spirit here. Yes, I know what he's doing right
Is Grandma B around? Because, ironically enough, Uncle Buddy's performing down the street.
Uncle Buddy? Yeah.
Dolores, right there.
Yes, calm.
Anybody that I know that's dead.
Right.
You just come on in.
I think I should have made this a little clearer. So we're going to ask questions. You're just going to listen to the responses.
This is EC3, and I'm going silent to hear you talk.
I need a better setup. I got to show a better video. That was EC3. That's Danica's brother. He's a former NXT wrestler, as you know. I'm not a wrestling fan or anything. I've just been a fan my whole fucking life. But okay. But anyway, real quick, at the beginning of that, it said where you were. What was it, a gymnasium?
So we were at this really cool place called the Tree Lawn here in Cleveland. Nobody's really investigated it before, and it was like almost like a rec center in a way. Hello, Brina, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I like to break real quick, but go ahead.
No, that's fine. So it was like a rec center in a way where they had events. It had a stage for like shows. They had an indoor bocce ball court. Like they had, they had
rec or something.
Yeah, it was separated in all kinds of different areas, and it had like a basement dining room, big kitchen where they would serve meals. So it's had a lot of things. It's a lot of shifting over the last several years since it closed down. But it has a bar connected to it that plays live music. They do things with the arts now. But it's just kind of been like a hodgepodge of different things. And so one of the areas, which is the area that we're in, is called the piano room. And it's got a ton of old pianos in there from when it was open. And I think somebody goes in there and takes care of pianos, and they use that space. And so it's known to have, music has played there, randomly on the piano, just little bits here and there. But we had a great walkthrough where we saw someone there, and JD had experiences with his battery dropping, and while I was in the middle of the medium walkthrough. And so when EC3 joined us, and so he's he's not we forgot, we talk about the paranormal around him, but we kind of forgot that he doesn't know how to do everything and like in the paranormal world like we would, right? So we put a set of headphones on him.
You can kind of make him right. You can kind of turn him right. I mean,
yeah, no, he loves the paranormal. He loves like the spiritual side of things. But
the newbies, you got to teach the DVP what they mean, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah, and so he we put on the headphones and the spirit box to do Estes method, and we didn't quite explain the rules to him, that he just listens for something to respond. And so we just had a really good time with him. He was just throwing stuff out there that he was thinking about and having his own conversation.
I was wondering what that was. I'm like, is he talking to the box? But he had a blindfold on. That's hilarious. He's a big boy. It's funny. Not to change the subject, but I see the Searchers are kind of the ones that brought that to life. I've met a couple of them. They've been on my show. Have you ever done that? You must have. I've never done the Estes. I've always wanted to either be blindfolded or just be around it. It seems neat. Have you done it yourself? Have you been in a chair?
Yeah. So you know what? It's an interesting experience, like, because you have to kind of turn your brain a little bit. You can either do it as both a medium and as an investigator, or you have to put that fine line in between. Just be investigator, just be medium, because you could
the answers you get. You mean?
Yeah. Right. Okay. So you're supposed to listen for what comes through on that sweeping, right? On the radio frequencies that it's sweeping through. And so you get a voice here, you get something that speaks to you through that noise. And sometimes, as a medium, you can audibly hear something, not just, hear it through the mind's eye. So you can you really can't do anything about, but if when so you're getting something through the mind's eye and things like that, you kind of have to make sure that you're doing it. You'd let them know you're using that medium side of yourself versus the spirit box itself. But I had an interesting experience. I had an interesting experience with that at Waverly Hills, where we didn't really talk. It was one of the first times, I went out publicly as a medium, right, where people knew I was a medium instead of just keeping it quiet to myself. And I had the first time was Gettysburg, actually. This would probably be the second or third time, but anyway, so the Me too. Oh my gosh, I love it there. So
sorry, I didn't get you. I've been 3 times and it's still never enough. Oh my fucking Sachs Bridge and then the battlefield. Oh, anyway, sorry. I just Gettysburg. Between Gettysburg and Salem, I don't know where I want to die. Probably Salem, but Gettysburg would be fun.
Salem's pretty. But they're both pretty.
Sorry. Morbid.
So,
go ahead, Irene.
So we were at Waverly and I put the headphones on and everything, but I was trying to be like paranormal investigator mode. I was really just trying to get things through the spirit box, but they were trying to get them to the spirits around to get me to take my headphones off, like to remove them. And I wasn't hearing anything through the actual spirit box, but I had spirits saying things to me in that space to get me to take my headphones off. But it was hard to kind of figure it out between, like, okay, no, I need to listen here. And then it kind of got scarier. Like I was getting thoughts where maybe they had left me alone in the room. It was like they were doing anything to get me, almost like if your friends were trying to help you out, like they were doing anything they could to get me to take the headphones off to show them. And I was keeping it on. Eventually I just kind of ripped it off and they told me that they told me what they were trying to do. And I was just like, oh, I've got to figure out how to balance this as I do this type of work with the spirit box. So yeah, so you have to really kind of, figure that stuff out along the way. But I love doing that, like doing the Estes method. And I have like different ways, like different versions of how I do it. And it's fun.
I can see that. I can see you probably document shit. You must have a notebook full of things. I tried this. You must. I'm sure you. Yeah, you do. Was that at Waverly? You said? That was at Waverly. You said.
That was at Waverly. Yeah, great place.
No. Shine checks in. Shine is good friends with Mama Wolf, who's the mother of Yellow Wolf rapper the Eminem signed. What's up? Checking in. Shine, always checking in. Appreciate you. Proceed Paranormal. What's up, girl? Appreciate you and the old man checking in. Brandon sending stars like you always do. I forgot about you. You scared me a couple weeks ago. Guys, don't forget to send stars. It helps me out. It helps the squirrels run. Gets my internet going here in Maine. We'll get into some more. Actually, before we get into some fun questions, Irene, the halfway point, I want to ask you, if people wanted to find your services, to find you, where can they find you, girl, besides Facebook? You have YouTube, Instagram?
So I'm getting better at social media, but Facebook is the biggest one. Then I'm on TikTok, and I'm on YouTube, and I'm on YouTube as myself, but mostly I post through New Era Paranormal with our Private Eye Paranormal documentary series. So you have to go to New Era Paranormal on YouTube to find that, and the podcast is there as well on New Era Paranormal, New Era Paranormal's YouTube. And then, am I missing one?
What was that
Instagram?
One you just drove to in the bridge, a witching hour? Are you part of that full time? What is that all about?
We went to Lake Shawnee.
Yeah, are you on that show full time? Because you're on it a lot. You are co-host.
Oh no, we're friends. So Jenny Lee is also a medium. So like people sometimes forget that because she hosts the show with I want to give him like his real name, but it's Frosty. So
yes,
like
Frosty. Both of them.
Yeah,
I just didn't know if you're on there. I'm like, shit, I think Irene's part of it. I didn't know.
No,
get a road trip.
Yeah, we've been friends with them for a while, and then they said they were going to Lake Shawnee and asked if I would, if I wanted to come along and then do a gallery with Jenny while I was there, and so I was like, oh yeah, totally. Why would we, and Dan, and they invited Danica along too. We all went, and then they had their Team Weird, they call it, like, so people that like watch them. They bought tickets, came out, and we all hung out for the whole day, stayed the night. It was a fun experience. We had a good time.
That's what I mean. Like it's like when I met you in person at the Warren Con in Mohegan Sun, there we had Annabelle and everything, and Tony and all them, and I met you and Danica, and I get to even meet JD, get a picture with him, and I get to meet the chick that owns fucking what did I meet? I met a lot of people there anyway. But you guys really stuck out. We had fun. It's like we just knew each other our whole lives, had a picture, and it was pretty dope. And I like good people around me. Shine says, listen to the voices. Absolutely. That's what she does. Shine, good friend of mine recently. This is Irene. She's a medium, co-host of a podcast, paranormal investigator, stand-up comedian on the weekends.
Oh, wait, I forgot clairconnections.com. You can schedule with me for readings too. I do Zoom and
readings, don't you? Yes.
Yeah. So no, I do readings at events through multiple places here, through Journey Mag, through Light Emporium, through the, Illuminate. As you've mentioned, I do a lot through Illuminate as well. So they're all up here in the Northeast Ohio area.
Patty likes me.
So I do yeah, Patty loves you. I do readings through all of their events, but then I have then the paranormal events that we do, and then we go out and do like investigations now with Spirit Realm. But I do personal readings privately too, so they can contact me on Claire Connections and schedule through Zoom. If you're not local, if you're local, I can do them at Illuminate, and I have a spot there that I go and I do readings, and they just schedule for the in-person visit instead of just the Zoom visit. Sorry about that. That's claireconnections.com.
No, I want to get it all out there. That way, I'm a booking agent. I should know half this shit. I'm not gonna lie, I got a buzz.
You do know it,
and I do know it, but I like having you know it too, because I like having you hear from the horse's mouth, and the people get to hear it. Of course, I know everything you're in. It's certain stuff where I can't always talk about everything because you're in so much shit. Halfway point. Let's talk some fun stuff. Actually, halfway point. Let me have you play the host, since you're used to that now. Anyway, you ask me a question or two. Anything goes.
So, you talked about that experience you had with your mom.
Yes.
Right. Have you had any other experiences other than that experience? Because some people have traumatic events and it wakes up parts of themselves, especially when it comes to abilities. So I'm wondering if you had that kind of experience where you I feel like you do, but you share.
Because you know me. Well, and I'm not even a talker, but here it goes. Short story long. So anyways, growing up in Maine, in Lisbon, Maine, I went to the same high school as Stephen King. My stepfather went hunting, and I saw The Shining when I was 8 years old. And no shit, about a half year later, my mom saw The Shining. I got up, couldn't sleep, and I watched The Shining with her. And she goes, "You're going to the same high school as Stephen King." And the girls are holding hands. The elevator of blood. Oh, yeah. Who Care Bears? I just watched the G.I. Joe. I just watched the Shining at 8 years old. A couple months later, my grandfather, 1988, passes away in the store in Bork's Market, an old market, French market, has a heart attack on a pile of potatoes and shit. I remember it to the day, and I'm 8 years old. I remember my mom losing her shit, trying to crawl in his coffin at the funeral, everything. The day of his funeral, that night, my aunt came in from California, Pam. She was on the couch of the trailer I lived at, and my grandfather, at 8 years old, 8.5 years old, walked me to the fridge, woke me up. I woke up out of a dream. He was standing above my bed, and he walked me to the fridge to get a drink, and he told me to take care of Mama. He walked me back, and I just, 8 years old, I'm like, you know what I mean? You don't say much. About 20 years later, maybe 15 years ago, I find out that my aunt tells me at a party or whatever, because she came out to visit, that my sister, she woke up from the couch that night, and my sister was 3 years younger than me, or whatever the fuck. So I'm 8, she's 4 or 5, whatever. She's looking up at the fridge and goes, "Okay, Papa. Okay, love you too." Looking up at the ceiling. Couple hour, like an hour, I don't know the time, but it's around the same night. Put it that way, you dig? And she's telling me the story. I go, "Oh, he woke me to the fridge." So then I'm like, holy fucking shit. So that kind of turns you both ways. You either go totally none, like I don't know, or you go, "I want more." I'm going to graveyards, you dig? I'm watching novels, I'm reading documentaries, and I'm like you. I'm trying to find the next thing. And I hear shit. I've seen them. I'll get some questions about this too, but I've seen a UFO, I think. I've seen some weird shit in the woods. I think I saw a Wendigo, if not a crazy ass deer in Maine, Lisbon, Maine. So I've seen some weird shit. But to get that out of you, yes, I have seen spirit a couple times, not a super lot. It's always been people close to me, which I find not disheartening. It's close, but at the same time, it's kind of sucks, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it makes me believe, and it makes me feel like I want to be a good person so I can see them again one day. I'm going to try to get through that without crying because it's hard. 5 years without my mom now, being from homeless, dying in the car accident after she died, and then having my own home that she'll never see, and I get no visitors. I've been here 3 years. Oh my God. So it's not a big deal. I live way up by Stephen King. I live by Bangor, so it's cool. I don't mind a personal life. But I know my mom, she'd call me every day when she was alive. You know what I'm saying? I lived with her when she passed. So I'll know that I saw her, and I don't see signs now. Once in a while, I may smell her perfume. Does that make sense? They say fragrance, right? Scents.
Yeah.
No one wore that old school 1980s cologne. You can almost smell the old Marlboros, you know what I mean? Old goals. She's old goals, rather. She's no goals. So I don't know if it's my memory teasing me because I got pictures of her. I got her ashes, or if it's her going, "Love you, my boy." So I roll with it because who's it going to hurt if I do believe? It doesn't hurt no one, and it helps me sleep. So anyway,
It doesn't hurt anyone, and she's definitely around you, so she knows how much how you've pulled yourself out of difficult situations, how you keep going, and she's proud of
all
you.
my concerts, I sang in a heavy metal band, calling to her in the front row, and she'd be right there. They go, "Who's your lady in the front?" I go, "It's my mom. Leave her alone." That's my mom. She met Slipknot with me, Mushroom Head with me. She smoked a joint with all the remains. She met Rob Zombie's guitarist with me. So she's a cool old chick, man. She get me into Alice Cooper. I'm not trying to get on her kick, but she'd love you. She'd be all about the real psychics, the real ones. And you have that connection. You get that Italian look in you. You guys, are you Spanish, Italian?
It's Greek.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You're part of the area. Sell it. All right. So some fun ones for you now. What does Irene do if she has any fucking downtime? You have any good movies that you like to watch? Okay. What's your favorite Stephen King movie and or book? Or both?
Oh my gosh. Stephen King, right? So the movie like that has stuck with me like my entire ever since I've seen it is Pet Sematary.
The very first one.
Like I can't not, I've always remembered that. And I just saw a meme the other day where it was like a picture on top of another picture, and it says how people today learn about death, how I learned about death, and it is a picture of little Gage running into the highway.
Oh my God!
They're trying to run and stop him.
That's got to be one of the first child deaths in a film that I can think of. I don't remember a 6 or 5-year-old dying.
Me. It still traumatizes me when I think of it.
The father scream in the field.
No! Yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry to laugh.
I can't. No.
You come to Maine, Irene? I can bring you to that. I can bring you to that house in that road. It's in Hancock, Maine, named after the president. It's right past Ellsworth, Maine, where the steps are. Where they brought the boy's head up when he got hit by the truck. He's bleeding.
Yeah.
I can bring you. Come to Maine. I take my tour. I'll bring you. Stephen King says I'll bring you to that fucking house. It's still yellow with red roof.
Oh my God!
It's still got the pond out back. That's cool. You Pet Cemetery. That's cool. I dig that. What does Irene do in her off time, if you have any? Do you relax? You go hiking? Do you read a book? What do you?
First, if I'm tired, I like to take a nap. That helps. But you know what? I'm up for pretty much anything. I love, I actually still love going to the movies. Not just watching them at home, but actually going to the theater, getting,
the experience.
The experience of going to the movies. I like taking walks. We have this great metro park system around here. So when I have time, I like to try and get out there and do that. Spending time with people I care about, because you don't get a lot of time when you're running around to really get that, nice quality time, that connection with each other.
I love that you brought that up 3 times about how life is all about having fun and keeping people. I love that you've made that a point, not to be morbid, but life is fucking short. I'm going to be 46 in a month and a half, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm almost 50. So it's like, I don't want to, you know what I mean? I want to do more stuff, man. And I've still done a lot, but I dig that. And Heather actually went to the movie, stayed with her daughter or her child, and saw the new Jurassic Park film. There's like 5 people in the theater.
Can you believe they made another? And I love the original Jurassic Park. It is one of my favorite films. So,
classic, ain't it?
Yeah, and I'll still go watch them. No matter if it's the 15th sequel, I'll still go watch it.
Walk in, get a ticket, some popcorn, go have a seat. The lights come out. You see some previews. It's kind of the experience. Everybody goes, well, you can just stay at home and you can just, download it on Netflix. I go, well, that's no fun. I sit at home all fucking week. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like, And in Maine, we have the drive-ins. You go in the car. You can have maybe, you know what I mean? Bring your own snacks in.
We have a few scattered here. That's awesome. You still have them out that way.
You're in Indiana area? Not to give it away.
In Ohio.
Oh, shit. Okay. You're by, okay. I've been through Ohio on the way to Iowa. A lot of fucking cornfields on the turnpike. We're by the Christmas tree story house and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's in. I think it's still considered like it's Cleveland, but it's considered Lakewood over there. It might be on like the borderline. I can't remember, but it's the Christmas story house. They have a little museum. You can actually walk
up in the window. Yeah, my buddy wouldn't stop. He's right into that shit. They also have a witch museum up there.
Yeah.
My girl Alexa Bliss, my favorite wrestler I've ever met. She's from Columbus. They have a thing about her. Her parents still live there. That's Ohio's pretty wild, pretty big. So that's dope. Center of America. But that brings me to my next question. Give me 1 or 2 of each. Give me a bucket list for America and other than America, and then give me like your faves. Oh, Mary Kate. She's coming back on the show. She's checking in. Clown Motel actress. What's up, girl? Big sponsor. Put on the show. Thank you for sharing and promoting. She shares a lot. Thank you for checking in, Mary. California. Or someplace.
She's
I'm
somewhere
backstage. Fuck off. No, Brianna's coming on in about a month too. Brianna's another actress. Don't let streaming. Yes, Brianna, I appreciate everything you and Mary do. You ever need an actress that's a real medium? Hit me up. She also does transcribing. Irene will do movies for the right price. You let me know, right, Irene?
Yep.
That girl. Irene, give me a bucket list and a favorite
for Adam.
America and other than America.
As a paranormal place.
Just in general, can be any. It doesn't have to be. Can be because family. Can be because of iconic history. Something fun.
I mean, in America, it's Gettysburg. I love going there.
Okay, so favorite that you've been.
That I've been.
No bucket list. Okay, yeah.
That I haven't been. You want me to talk about one
of
that I
each? No, it's one of each. I just want to clarify. One of each. No.
Okay, that's where I've been. I really enjoy it. Oh my gosh, Yellowstone.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd really love to go and experience Yellowstone. I've never been.
The Kaiser, the fucking tree you can drive through. Oh, no one really talks about that. Okay, so give me one for Europe, a place you'd love to go. Like you know what I mean?
Oh, I think you brought this up. I think it was for paranormal. The last one time when I was on previously.
I asked it a lot. It's
Stonehenge. I still want to go visit Stonehenge. It's like.
Have you been to America Stonehenge in New Hampshire?
No, not yet. I remember you telling me about that when we talked about it. Yeah.
Sacrifice slab. Let's get the line around it where the blood would flow down to the triplet and shit. And they get a little a cave where who's the guy that speaks Oracle? The Oracle would speak in. Who's like an old priest or like a witch doctor? You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, fucking
yeah.
You know, girl, you like your history. I know I ask a lot of repeat questions, but sometimes we get new listeners. It's like
I love that. No, we all change too. Like a year ago, I could have had one place, but I've already gone there, and I haven't gone there again. So, I have a new place I want to go to. So, no, you should keep that. I kind of like that because it also shows the growth of the people that come on.
You get it.
And how they change.
You get it. You respect it. You get it. Another question, real quick. Have you been to my neck of the woods, Salem, Massachusetts? You've been to Maine?
I actually lived in Massachusetts for a couple years.
No shit.
So I've gone up 2A. All the way up into Maine. Yeah. So yeah, I live there.
You got lobster rolls, have you?
Yeah, I don't eat seafood, but the people I was with all had lobster.
Oh, that a girl. There you go. You must have a whoopie pie or something, or Moxie or whatever. Well, that's cool. Have you been up to Stephen King's house? You've been up to like northern Maine, or you just stayed low?
Just stayed low. Yeah, didn't go too far. We just
Orchard Beach is cool. That's where Heather lives by. I go there, have pizza by the pier. Have a little pier there, and not so many Frenchmen anymore. They're all pissed about Trump. Don't get me political. Oh boy, what a bad day in America. A lot of shit going on. Yeah. So, happy 4th of July, everybody. I'm not even going to bring it up. I'm not going to get political as I don't. But happy Independence Day. But tomorrow, by the way, you were actually doing a show, but it's postponed, correct?
Yeah, for the holiday. So I do transcribing on the Spirit Realm Network. Yeah, where we do live readings. So people just jump on. They get a link and they can jump on and on video, and I do their readings live. Using my notebook and mediumship. So it's fun. I've had some good experiences. I even brought, if you want to share, I brought a little clip.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, because I watched one and you did that to me with me live and Mohegan Sun. You just not drawing, but you just people speak and you just kind of sit there and you just let the pen guide itself or whatever you use. I'm sorry, it's fantastic. I love it. That's called transcribing. That's the art of it.
Transcribing, yeah. Well, it's automatic writing, but there's people like automatic writing has, writing in a certain way, or you can draw or you can put things down. But it comes through in the way it's supposed to come through. So it could be it's like a blend between that automatic writing and that spirit art, because it's images that a lot of what comes through, but also words and numbers and things like that will come through as well. And so I'll write things down. It's a little bit of a blend of all of it, and it's just something that just started happening as I was working and doing readings for people, and it just blended into something else. But yeah, I tend to not, it's actually part of my little intro speech. I tend to not look at people, and I actually tell them, I may not look at you, but I'm with you.
Well, so, you're also kind of checked out. Not checked out, but spirit's kind of taken over, right? I mean,
yeah, it's the clairvoyance too. It's so when you see other things, when you start to tune in, you can't focus on somebody if they want me to actually look and see what's actually going on around me. And it's
not bullshit. It's not. Play a video. If you can play one better than me, I have one ready to go, but if you got one ready, let's hear. I want to see it. Please.
How? Do you want me to do it on my phone or do you want me to do it?
You
Can I
probably
share?
do it. I'm fucking horrible at it. I need a better setup.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
hold on. I'll just let me see if I can bring it up on here. Let's talk about something while we're.
Oh, no, I got it. No, I got it.
You got it? Okay.
I think if I
Go
can.
to,
Why can't I switch it?
and for some reason, there's
You
some
can
kind
hear
of
it. But it won't turn. Well, maybe I can see it this way.
you go to, and for some reason, there's some kind of connection with spirit there. So, is it in your backyard? Maybe, or is it a greenhouse that you go to in another space?
Oh my God. You're killing me, man. I have a hoop house, a greenhouse that I built a couple years ago. I do seedlings, and I'm very into vegan herbalist.
Oh wow!
I'm sorry, I'm crying, but what you just drew is like behind my house. It's a hoop house. Like if you turn your drawing just a little bit, it's a hoop house. And yeah, I was just out there today checking. I'm so sorry. I was just out there checking on my seedlings today.
Wow, you're gonna get me crying. I gotta shut that off.
I know.
I'm shaking, man. I'm like, that's deep. You can't call that fake. You're helping this person heal. You're getting some demons put to rest, and you're not bullshitting, Irene. You're not on this for money or fame, girl. Wow. No. So I don't understand that. You're not even looking, and you're just letting your hands draw this thing by itself. Like,
it's crazy. Like, so I'll look down at the paper, and I'll like occasionally take a look, but I'm not really looking at it. It's just, because you know what, there's the clairvoyant, like there's the 4 different major clairs: seeing, hearing, knowing, feeling, right? Okay. But like, I'm busy kind of looking around at everything. And so I found a way because I'm a strong claircognizant too. So like that knowing part of me, my entire life, like I always knew to like ask the right questions that would make people mad at me, because if they were lying to me, they would think I knew they were lying and I was testing them, but I really didn't know. I just knew to ask the right questions.
Wow, so, psychology a little bit. You're a psychologist a little bit, Irene.
So
holy
like,
shit.
That stuff would happen all through life, and so I somehow, it wasn't actually probably me. Maybe I figured it out, but I think I was just nudged and guided. Like, it's kind of, the story of our lives and everything that we do. And so I just started, just letting it come through to get out of my own way. And then images and things like that started to connect with the people that were sitting across from me. And it just became part of my practice now. And it's wonderful that I can share that with everybody on the Spirit Realm Network. And with the people that I get to sit down with to see, because people like concrete things, right? And and I'm not good at drawing at all. And so when images come through, I'm shocked, because when I see something take shape, and I'm like, oh, there's something there. Okay, that's great.
When I zoomed in, you saw that looked like a little greenhouse.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it's not me. And so when I look at that, and I'm just like, I get excited. Like, I am just like, how in the world did this happen? It's just amazing to me. Every day, this shows me that we don't, they're there, that they're around. And it's just, I don't need that proof anymore, but I like giving that proof to other people. Like, and I feel blessed to be able to help people in the way that we all help people in this field. Like, it's just, it's
that's huge, cool. Irene, I mean, I represent you. If you guys want Irene for a podcast, if you can't get a hold of her, get a hold of me. I'll get a hold of her for you. If you want her for your convention, a movie, anything, please message me. I represent Irene. I'm actually her booking agent. I do that because she's real, and what she's doing is she's helping people, and you're going to have this shit happen regardless. Might as well share it, right? And you made this stranger cry, and you healed this person by drawing a fucking greenhouse that you didn't even know what you were doing. I mean, you can't make it. It's pretty wild, but at the same time, when you're open to it and you realize it, and you're just kind of spreading the knowledge. And I think nowadays, like they say, man, times are rough, man. I'm not going to get into it, but we're worth all this bullets and fucking World War talk. Now's the time to start praying. Now's the time to start believing.
Yeah.
No people pray anymore. I'm not gonna pull Oliver Anthony and get really sad on you, but it's true, man. We're kind of losing that faith. We're kind of losing that inspiration, and you gotta trust that you're gonna see your loved ones because they want to be known. And I think I get it sometimes. Okay, I got a question for you, a personal one. What are your thoughts on deja vu when that happens? What do you think about deja vu? I know that's way out of left field. Definitely.
No, it's not. Totally not. I 100%. So I do believe that there's certain circumstances that it's actually something cognitive. Like I believe in both things actually occurring. So where there's some kind of cognitive thing where we think we remember because it's a similar situation. I can't remember what they call it, but it's like that cognitive side of it. But on the other side of it, you know, I've seen people have experiences where they recognize a space they shouldn't recognize. Like I've actually been mid-conversation where I'll recognize it in the middle of the conversation, and I've actually shared and finished the sentence of the person across from me. It doesn't happen often at all. Whoa. But I finished the sentence of the person in front of me before they even finished it. And so for me, I couldn't like cognitively somehow find that familiar when they're saying it to me for the first time. So those types of moments are like for me, that show that deja vu is something that is significant. That's pretty cool.
That person must look at you like, huh?
Yeah, that was
Irene, you're scaring me. Well, not to get into it, not to even downplay it, but unfortunately, that's what I'm saying. Your field, you had to work hard. You had these fake phonies doing these phone calls, 8-9 a minute to tell you your future. You're kind of coming from a taboo field that people like Cindy Garza, my girlfriend Heather, actually did some courses with her. And then online and stuff. And then, of course, you got Lorraine Warren. I talked to Judy and them. You got these people that were laughed at called voodoo till whatever. You get the Fox sisters, right? If I remember right, the late 1800s that kind of started in New York. But it's really come full circle, and it's almost not cool like tattoos, I guess, but it's kind of cool to be in the paranormal field. It's more known, more respected, and I think what you're doing needs to be known. And what you're doing is definitely is you're spreading yourself thin, but at the same time, like you say, if you don't do it, it's gonna happen regardless. You might as well share, right? You know, it's not an off switch for this stuff, right? I mean,
no, you can turn the volume down, but you cannot turn it. You cannot turn it off.
Spirits respect you; they understand peace, family, but at the same time, it's still, mommy, I gotta pee. All right, what do you want?
Yeah, pretty much. Or I just did a private reading with someone, and I had neck pain for 3 days. And I'm like, I haven't gotten a stiff neck since I can't even remember. It's been a long time, very long time. And I could not understand how, you know, yes, you're getting older. You wake up with aches and pains, right?
I get it.
But this time it was just it annoyed me a lot. I didn't know why. And then I did a reading, and she actually around the same day, like actually I think it was on the exact same day that I started to get my neck pain. She was experiencing bad neck pain up until the day of the reading where I started to feel better with my neck. She was feeling better. And that, like, for me, I can't even.
There's a funny connection. Not everything is going to meaning. Not every professor can explain everything. Christine Marie passed gas for official photographer for the Para Convention in Connecticut in a couple of weeks. I had to back out of that. Unfortunately, my car's running kind of crappy. As I mentioned, Irene, no power steering, so I don't really feel like driving 4.5 miles from Maine to Connecticut. I really would love to, but I can't do it, guys. Maybe next year, hopefully. But hopefully, you guys can check out the Paracon in Connecticut. Hopefully, next year, Irene will be there as a speaker and a vendor. We're going to work on that. So where does Irene see herself in a year from now? Do you see yourself doing more podcasts, more conventions, some more investigations, maybe a book?
You know, in a year, I think I would like to be able to reach more people in terms of like doing this work, like doing readings and helping others. And of course, more time doing, like, I would love, you know, to quit like the 9 to 5 and really like get into the world and have a good time in the paranormal world. But, you know, I would love to be able to devote more time and not have it be, you know, spreading myself too thin to make it happen. But I think in that way, it would be great to be able to do more investigations and just have a larger reach to more people, because the more people, you know, we can help, the more people will remember that there's something meaningful. Absolutely. There's something to hope for. And like, that's the ultimate goal. is to bring that to people, you know.
Like you said 4 or 5 times, and I agree with you because I say it every time too. Life is short. You know, be decent, be respectful, be friendly. If an old lady's struggling, help her carry the fucking groceries. Be a good person. You know what I mean? And do it because your loved ones are watching and they'd want you to do the same thing. And I get it. Not everybody's perfect. I get shit happens. And maybe daddy hit you a couple of times, but down deep, look for the good shit in people. And I think, Irene, you're doing a public service. We got about 5-10 minutes left. We can go a bit longer if you want. Is it possible Danica to peek her head in and say hi for 3 seconds? God forbid.
She does not want to. No.
Fucking Danica, get on here. EC3's on. He said you have to. Come on, Danica. 3 seconds. I'll count it. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000.
I'm here.
Oh, thank you, Danica. Awesome smile. Appreciate it. Bye. Your time is up. Bye. Oh, my fucking God. I'm getting a lottery ticket tomorrow. I'm feeling good. All right.
Good.
So, I want to get you to some more conventions. I mean, you're willing to travel if the price is right. And like you said, obviously 9 to 5 family obligations. But if the timing is right, the price is right, you're willing to travel some conventions, maybe be a speaker in Salem.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. So I was just at Creep It Real. That was their first event at the Doss House in Pennsylvania.
Which is on Facebook because of you now, yeah.
Yeah, and we went to, they had to have it at the Old Stone Jail. Talk about people being kind to each other. Like they were given a really hard time when they tried to have their Paracon where they originally had, and they had a lot of things going on, like from, you know, certain people in the community, but they still had good people that helped make what happened right. And that was the Old Stone Jail in Ebensburg. And so they ended up doing the event there, and it was a great event. It was a, you know, nice group of people. I got to take part in that. So that'll be fun. And I'm also going to be at back in Gettysburg speaking and being a part of the first annual Parajam. So that's music. You would like that. You should music and paranormal mixed together. So at the orphanage. So that's,
oh my God.
Yeah, with Black Lantern Paranormal. I'll be there for the Battlefield Bash too, coming up in July. We're going to Booby's Tavern, that's in Pennsylvania, and then headed over to the Battlefield Bash after that. Coming up
you
here.
Go live with something. Make sure you tag me or the booking agency. I want to see it and I want to share it. It's hard to keep up with 30 of you fucking people. You got to tag the booking or me because I got to see this stuff. You're doing some fun shit, Irene.
Yeah, please reach out to Adam. You know, bring us out there. Bring the team. Bring me and JD. All of us. We're
willing to do other podcasts like Raph and them. You're willing to be on the show with Stella and them, the Thriving in Chaos. You're willing to do other shows. And obviously Danica can just watch from afar. She cannot go on those shows either, so that's good.
And if you're going to be on our podcast, our podcast, reach out.
yes, and I want to be on soon too. Tell JD he owes me one. I met him at the Warren Con, so I got a picture with him. He was a client of mine for a little bit. So, all right, let's do another fun actually. Huh?
That's how we met.
It was JD.
Yeah. No, not because of you. JD and I connected because he was part of the group that you were in. Well, you created the Historically Haunted group. Yeah.
I met you at the Warren Con with Brooke, the owner of the Wildwood Sanatorium, and she was a client of mine. And I met Kristen, who owns the Belfast or the Bel Air House.
Yeah.
I was her for a little bit, about a year. I represented her. So I met them at Warren Con. That's where Tony invited me as a guest. I loaded up Annabelle on stage. I got blessed by Wade Kirby. I met Judy at the hugger. Okay. Oh my fucking, what a show.
How do you feel about the accusations toward Annabelle causing problems in the communities that she enters?
And she's coming to Maine September 6th to my client Jeff's Maine convention that I'm going to be at. My birthday, September 6th this year. I'm going to be 46. Annabelle's going to be there, dude. And I'm going to be there. And I'm doing tours and shit with Heather. And oh my God. So I'm a little nervous. And people have said stuff like, she can't come to me. And people want to protest it, supposedly. Now this stuff she went to a place that burned down. Oh my God. I think it's one of those things where you feed the beast and it's going to keep being hungry. Not that you have to ignore it, but just treat it like Rubber the Doll. Just leave the thing be. Don't bring the thing on tour. It's not a fucking guitar used by Jimi Hendrix. Leave the thing in the thing. That's what Lorraine Warren said, Irene. Didn't Irene say that? Leave it alone with holy water. I love you, Tony. I know you've been my guest. I get to your show for free, and I love you, but leave Annabelle in Connecticut, brother. Come on, dude. But it's gonna be there. I'll go say hi. I'll rub fists with Dan Rivera and all them, and I love them. Don't get me wrong, but oh boy, some things, man. Am I wrong, Irene? I mean, what do you feel about it? With your intuition, would you even step by that thing? I think it'd give you a headache or make you sick.
I went, you know what? I went when we were at the Warren Con, they had, everything all around in that room, and we were allowed to go in.
The DJ Charles goes away playing rock and roll. People drinking. There's Annabelle.
Yeah. And so they had, like, I didn't get to, like, hold her or anything like that, but you definitely get a vibe off of her for sure. So, like, for me, like, I'm more of the why tempt fate,
See, I love you. You want to live life, but at the same time, why jump off a bridge just to see if I can swim? What's the point?
Yeah.
Irene,
I have jumped out of an airplane, so I'm like a kind of a little bit of a hypocrite there. But that was a one-time thing. I'm not doing it again.
Well, you pick and choose. You pick and choose. You're not going to bunch jump off the Empire State Building, but you might go fucking whatever. Some more fun questions, if you don't mind. Can I steal? We're at the time. Can I grab another 5-10 at a time?
Sure. Why not?
Look at that. You're all yawning in the beginning, getting nervous. Now you can't shut up. I love it. Okay, give me a fun one. What do you use for protection, girl? Do you believe in Palo Santo sticks? Do you believe in sage, incense? Do you believe in any sort of sprays, holy water? Or do you just freeball it? You just go into it?
I think it depends for me on the space that I'm in. Like,
meaning headwise or burst or? No,
like the location.
Okay.
Like I like to use, I stick more toward, the, like that Christian based, like holy water, even like Florida water.
Crucifix.
Or like,
I have a crucifix that I wear.
Yeah. My crucifix, that type of protection. I stick more to that. But the thing is I'm not going to go into a space and assume it's going to be something demonic or scary or anything like that. So I do my normal protection as I open up myself as a medium to connect. And then when I see the space that I'm in and the experience that I'm having, then I can decide more. But any kind of practice that somebody does, I like saging, that's been done for centuries, for millennia, in churches and in holy places. But the mixture, and sage is mixed in there.
It smells good.
Yes, it does. So, like, why not? Why not? If there's a practice that you believe is protecting, that belief is also really important, right? And so you have to really know that you're safe. Otherwise, once you're weak and you think that anything can take you over, then that's when things can take advantage. When you're at your weak points, that's when things can come in and affect you. We all know that with negative thinking, like that when we're in more of a bad mood and we're more thinking negatively, like something more things seem to keep happening, right? Or we don't look at things in a positive way. But when we can kind of get ourselves out of that way of thinking, then we see it more. So that belief is really important. And so if there's a protection method that somebody has that doesn't like harm people, of course, in any way, like and it's a healthy, way, then like that's the technique that makes you feel safe. Yeah. That's why not do that? Like it's okay, So for me, I never say never anymore, having come from my background and then accepting all of this that that I am, and and I never say never in anything anymore, and like it would take a lot for me to go, no, that doesn't work. It like for somebody, like it would take a lot.
Yeah.
So what about you? How do you protect yourself?
Well, I was gonna say, I think I owe you $100 now because you're like my fucking therapist. What a fucking session! You literally, I'm talking to you, and I'm like, I'm feeling better about myself just listening to you talk. I'm like, I'm gonna pay you $100 into the show for listening. Good Lord, you're fucking fantastic. Well, I gotta say too is I agree with everything you say because like, so who does it hurt? Is like if you don't have an allergy, you're not sneezing. If I'm burning sage, incense, if I put holy water on, if I have crucifixes in my house, if I'm not hurting you, I wear my girlfriend makes bracelets, and that's real lava lock. The red things are lava.
Love it, yeah.
Rocks. So, I call me crazy, but I don't drive unless I have it. Does it make me feel safe in my head? It does. Does it every time I go to work safe and I come home, I'm safe? Does it work? Maybe not, but in my head it does, so fuck off. Who am I hurting? And I love that analogy. Brandon is the one that helped me load Annabelle on the stage. Brandon's a client of mine, Viper Paranormal. Brandon, go on the fucking Irene show. Him and his wife do Viper Paranormal. That's up at St. Albans Asylum. St. Albans, Radford, Virginia. I've been there. That's them there.
I heard great things about it.
Brandon donates 12 stars every show, $12 a week. I got like $60 a month off this guy. Plus he's my client. I love this guy. Donate stars if you guys want to. I appreciate it. Helps the star. Helps me buy weed. But Brandon helped me load Annabelle up. He was blessed too. Like blessings by a bishop, by some dude that shits and wipes his ass, that watches porno, whatever. But he blesses me. He's the title guy. He blesses me with holy water. Do I feel safer? I do. Does it hurt you? It doesn't. So if it gives me the power, like as you say, the willpower, then who can stop? God damn, Irene. You're a fucking therapist. I love that. Great analogy. We'll bring you to another question. Alive or passed away besides family, who do you look up to? Like, who's your GOAT? Who's your, like, is it Lorraine Warren? Is it Cindy Garza? Is it some of the females that you mentioned, the Long Island Medium? Is there someone past that?
Ooh, that's a tough one because there's a lot of, there's and especially in my field, there's so many that I look up to, and yeah, like my teachers especially, Erin, Tina, Cindy, and Sarah Lemos now too. I've also been I've taken courses from her too. So like they're all great. Like, and for me, like, people talk about, oh, you are so knowledgeable, or this, or that. But the thing is like, I look at them and I'm like, but man, you have to see them, or like they're great. And so it's, they're one, especially like Lorraine, a pioneer in the field, and she was a person of faith that combined her faith and her mediumship and tried to help people in like finding their way through difficult situations when it came to like different types of paranormal experiences.
Well, let's face it. Let's face it. What we're in, what you're in, what she was in, isn't exactly a glorified field. Sure, you help people, but people look to you guys as voodoo witches that want money. Let's face it. It's not exactly glorified what you do. I love you, and I'm not dissing you or Lorraine because I love you both, but it's not exactly. Oh, I'm a medium. They go, oh, not everybody digs it. So, with all respect,
I understand. I was there with you. Same thoughts, because I didn't want to believe that that I would be doing the same exact thing.
I love it. It's just some people, old school, go, oh, it's the AU. So you believe that the dead rise? Like, oh, well, no. But I mean, well, you believe in demons? Well, yeah, I do, but it's not. Oh, you're a ghost hunter? I go, fuck. Well, I don't even like the terminology. It stuck with me now, but I'm not really, I'm a ghost. I like to experience paranormal. I'm not a hunter. Like, come here, ghosty. It sounds funny and it's cool, but it's like,
it does.
It's not a loved field. It's a loved field, but at the same time, it's like saying you're a rock and roll musician. It's like, oh, you do metal, oh, you rap. It's not. It's cool if it's mainstream, if that makes sense. I don't think paranormal is yet. Do you feel like that?
You know what? I feel like we had a spike for a while when like ghost hunters and things like that were really popular, and then it's kind of gone downhill a little bit when things started to get more exaggerated a little bit. Like when things started to kind of spread out all
at 2 in the morning.
But like it's always going to be looked at in a little bit of a way of judgment, or they're going to laugh at you or something like that. Like, you can't have like a scientific mind and then also believe that this stuff actually exists.
Yeah.
How can you say that something like this doesn't exist? And it all goes back, and I know we say it a million times in the paranormal world, the law of conservation of energy states that, energy just changes form.
Constant atom move, man. Yeah.
So like we are all energy. We're made of you. If I can look at you, explain to me how the cells on our heart that depolarize to make that spark in the essay note. I think the essay note, make your heart beat.
Flutter. How can you feel love? How can you feel sadness?
Yeah.
How can I hear what you're saying? How can we actually communicate right now and go, hi, Irene, I'm Adam. People take it for granted. Where's the Asian hour? It's like, where's the remote? You got peanut butter? Where's my beer? It's kind of dumbed down. Unfortunately, it has. But there's people like us that are going, wait a minute. I get that we're here for 50, 60, 70, maybe 80 years, but there's more to that. And I think while we're here, let's have fun. Let's be serious. Take care of our family. Let's not be weirdo fucking pedophile creep fucks, but let's get down with life. I don't want to sit behind and play Pokemon Go. I don't want to sit there and fucking. I want to go to find, And I dig that. I dig what you're doing. You're helping people. You don't stop, but I think it's like when you stop, you're almost dead. And life's so short. Where why stop? Right? Is that weird? Am I talking a lot?
No, not at all. I keep looking at this one piece of hair going like this. I'm like, what is happening right now?
I see that your hair. You get the long hair. You definitely.
Room.
You got the hair like My girlfriend Heather's got blonde hair like that. Her daughter. It's like it's why I thought you were Italian at first. The hair gave it away. But you're definitely Eastern Europe, so that makes sense. Holland? Where did you say you're from?
Greece.
Sweden? Oh, Greece. Yep. Okay, Greece. I was close. EC3's Greece too, right? He's got that body, right? Not trying to be a man pig.
He thinks Greek god, but not from Greece.
Okay, well, hey, I'm gonna grab 10 more minutes out of you because it was like you say that like for like 30 minutes straight. I go, that's why I keep them on the show. Where do you stand on monsters and or aliens or both?
So
if you get time,
I'm gonna be honest here. So probably if you would have came to me 10 years ago. Now, do I believe that there could be, like back then, I would say, yes, life can exist on other planets and other spaces, but I would have looked at it as from like a microorganism level, because life can exist like to an extent on these other planets, at least within our universe. It's possible in a way, right? Okay. But we have different galaxies. We have different, how can we have such a vast amount of space and believe like we are the only beings, like intelligent beings in this entirety of our existence of space in itself? It's impossible
because we're white Americans,
right?
Sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry, but you're right. It's okay. Well, real quick, have you had an experience? I got a question I want to ask you. Someone in the chat's got a question.
Okay, so
have you seen or like, have you seen like what the fuck is that? A satellite or is that a?
That happened to me. So we were at UFO Contact, another great Paracon, Michigan UFO Contact up in Houghton Lake. I think that's what it's Houghton Lake. But Andrea Perrin goes there a lot too, and
the Conjuring House.
Yeah,
Connecticut. Sorry, yes.
Another great lady. Like
I heard she's awesome in person. I heard she's really sweet.
She's very sweet, very kind, funny. She's a good person. And Lynn, who is with her regularly too, Lynn Ann Bowling, and she's always with her too. Great people. She had everybody come outside when we were all staying at the resort. And she did one of her callings, or how she, reaches out and brings things forward. And like I said, before that experience, I was starting to believe more and more,
Okay.
But to have an actual experience, this was the moment where there was something floating, a ball of light was floating over top of the lake. And I could not figure it out. I spent even the next day looking at the shoreline to figure out what was causing this to be floating over the water. I looked everywhere. It could
not be over the water, you say? A couple feet?
It wasn't way up in the sky, like thousands of feet. It was hovering above. So maybe, I don't know, at like a couple hundred feet to maybe 200 to 500 feet, somewhere around there. It was close.
Noise?
No noise.
Wow, just floating, just chilling.
And it just hovered there. But not only that, something went over us, over the resort and over us. And like a big ball of light just zoomed over top of us. Cannot explain it. Never experienced anything like that. Helicopters, planes, drones. Nothing has looked like I can't find anything that would explain it.
Definitely wasn't the moon or whatever.
No, definitely not the moon. No. And the thing is that and the timing of it happening, like she's there doing this and speaking to, whoever she speaks with or how she does it.
Yes.
In her magic, and it's happening at that moment as well. So not only is it happening, it's not happening randomly,
it's almost connected-ish.
Yeah. So
possibly.
I can't explain it. So
what do people do? Do they just stop talking and everybody look at the thing? What the fuck is that? Or did people just not look at it? Or everybody
kind of is just looking at each other, and some of them have already had these experiences with her before. So Mike and Sam from like Epic VIP, like they do event like paranormal events.
Yep, I've heard of them. Yep.
Yeah, they're good, really good people, and they have had more experiences with her, and so I look over and they're like, oh yeah, and then they're like, we have more video, and then they show us video of other experiences that they've
I
had.
heard things follow her around. It's not just a thing. Real quick, I got an actress coming on in a couple movies in a couple weeks. She's got a question. Brianna, what's up, Brianna Gofflin? She shares and talks about the show a lot. She goes, Irene, what are your thoughts on seeing the same repeated number like 222, let's say 1111, 222, even when you're not looking for it? Let's say, look at the clock. What time is it? Oh, it's 222. Oh, it's 1111. Stuff like that. Synchronicities. You can read. So anyway, what? I'm too stoned for this. So what? That's funny. My mom's always said 1111, make a wish, or the first of the month, say rabbit, rabbit, rabbit before you wake up. Little things like that. What is significance? Looking at the clock and see like, oh, it's 4:44. Oh, it's 2:22. Do you believe that's a fate thing? Do you believe numbers exist in the human world as well as other worlds? 666.
I believe in like synchronicity, and so
okay, that's what it's called. Thank you, Irene.
So so for me, no, so I've grown to believe it more. So there's this psychological theory. I can't like remember like the term they used to describe it, but you know how you decide, okay, I want to buy a Honda Civic. I don't know. That's like, who drives a Honda Civic anymore? But like everybody's SUVs. Well, I want to drive a Honda Civic, and so I'm looking for Honda Civics. That's going to be the new car I want. And then suddenly you're on the road, and all you see around you are Honda Civics.
Honda Civic, or even if you buy one, you lose like, oh, everybody's got a Chevy Lumina. Wow, yeah, I had a Lumina a week ago. Now everybody's got a brother's got a green Lumina. Really, I park in a parking lot. I have to look for it. I need a license plate with Adam's ride or something on it. It's wow. So what? I'm sorry, real quick, not to get off on me, but what you're saying is that's meant to be, or just do you believe in coincidences? Is that part of a coincidence? Is that a thing?
So for me, for me, that is something that is like psychological, but you weren't thinking about 222 before you went out on the road that day. You just randomly saw 222, right? So I'm less of a believer in coincidence anymore, and I'm more of a believer in like divine placement and divine intervention. And there is randomness in life, but that randomness is because we're all human. We all have that free will. Things just happen. We make choices because we're not completely controlled in everything that we do, right? So at least right now. So, but the thing is that like, you weren't saying, oh, okay, 333 is my favorite number, and this is, and then you go out on the road and you're looking and you see 333 everywhere. It's like those random occurrences where you see it, or you see it so much that then it becomes part of your thought process. That's completely different for me. And those synchronicities, think about where you are and what you're thinking about in those moments. One thing that I have learned over time and doing readings overall, like this, so many years, like, is that if there's an object that's a symbol for you, if there are numbers that show up, think about what you're doing in that moment. What do those numbers mean? And it'll help you kind of give you an answer now. Like sometimes I'm out on the road and I'm just driving to whatever, like Danica maybe and I are driving out to a Paracon and we see 5959. 777, and we like see like, and we're like thinking about, okay, wait, what are we talking about right now? Maybe because these are things that get our attention. Like you're not going to look at 4735 and say, oh, that's something as a human, right? You're going to look at 444, and so that's something that gets your attention. So I think they use those things to get our attention and give us a message in that moment.
Not many psychics are going to say that. A lot of psychics are going to go, that means a loved one loves you. Message me now to find out more. That's where you differ. See, I like that. And by the way, someone on the birthday of February 22nd is going, that's my birthday, February 22nd, 222. You know what I'm saying? So it means something to everybody different. Think about that now. Did I steal your brain on that one? February 22nd, 222. Think about it. Not necessarily a number. She just said 222. So I think it's about how you take it. And I love how you diagnose it like it's how you take it instead of like, call me now to find out more. I like that you're not. That shows you right there you're a pure soul. I dig that shit. We're at 8:19. So another 10 minutes for the fuck of it, if you don't mind going. Is there anything we left out? Where can people find you again for the fuck of it? At the end of it.
Okay. Website, Clear Connections, CLAIR connections.com. And you can go under services and book a reading. I do them in person at Illuminate, and also I do them by Zoom. There's Light Emporium. Also, you can sometimes find me out there doing the readings at their location. There's
Illuminate with an 8.
What?
Illuminate with an 8. The letter
Illuminate
8.
with an 8 in Concord, Ohio.
Group.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they do lots of
Good
events. Yeah. They do lots of events. Light Emporium is in Ashtabula, Ohio. The Journey Fairs happen every couple months, and they're in, I think, the Menor, Ohio area. But again, I do readings through Zoom, and I also travel to different Paracons. So if you just watch my Facebook, and I just kind of redid some of the things on my site, and I'll be putting like events back up on there again, and you can follow along and see where we're going to be at different Paracons. I'll do readings there sometimes, as well as just find me on Spirit Realm on Friday nights at 8 p.m. where I'll give you free readings. You to jump on. It's a little bit. Oh, and Private Eye Paranormal, we do our investigations. You reach out and you can contact me or Danica, and or even the Facebook page itself, and reach out and see if you need us to come and do an investigation. Like, that's been for me one of the a huge part of the fulfilling experience with going into people's homes and helping them kind of understand what might be going on. Or what is going on.
When they go to home cases, they don't publicize that because that's the human right. It's
right.
when they go to a building or a school or a graveyard. But when you go to someone's home, you don't put that on YouTube. You don't put that on Facebook. That's their personal home. So when they do that, I don't see them do that. It's because they don't post about it. That's
right.
You post about yours. So that's a great deep thing. I want to say thank you, because that's a really thing that a lot of teams go, well, I don't do house calls. Like, well, you're not really a team. It starts with the people. So thank you. But anyway, go ahead.
And we don't charge. So I don't charge to come and do a walkthrough at a home. You know, like, we try to keep it, especially if they're having experiences, we don't want the cost to be something that prevents somebody from getting the help that they need. They already worry about being thought of as crazy. So to add that financial burden on them as well, especially everybody has difficulties, and to charge for that kind of experience when you're
possible travel funds. If it's out of the district, if it's something, maybe gas money, tolls, whatever, but within reason, what she's saying. It's with it. She doesn't charge like $150 appearance fee.
Yeah. And we investigate. I'll do walkthroughs, just different things like that, and try to help out.
$50 an autograph.
What?
$50 an autograph from you.
Yeah, right. So then, let's see, what was I saying? So you can find us through Private Eye Paranormal or any of Danica or I, and reach out. But online, spiritrealm.net, Friday nights, 8 p.m. We do the live transcribing. And so it's a little bit difficult to kind of hit the link and get connected, but you have to keep trying. It's we're working out the kinks, but you have to keep trying to come on and get your spot in the room, in the waiting room, so that you can get a reading. And so we try, I try to get as many people through as I can. We go on for about an hour. Again, they're live, they're free. And then what else? What am I forgetting?
Oh, you're also a co-host and a team member.
Yeah, New Era Paranormal Podcast. We air on Sunday nights, but you can catch all of these episodes and shows also. I mean, if you want a live reading, you have to tune in on Fridays at 8, but you can also catch them on spiritrealm.net, on YouTube for New Era Paranormal, and also on all the Facebook pages for all these places, and rewatch the show if you've missed it.
I've invited my whole friends list, like all of them. You can find them on Historically Haunted Booking LLC. I try to share as much as I can. I have a lot of clients. I share a lot. I try to share a lot. She's also on YouTube, guys. Irene. To get her on your podcast, to get her at your convention as a speaker, to get her investigation. If you get anything, you just go, hey, what was that girl again? Message Adam Began. Message Historically Haunted Booking. I'll show you the direction. Irene, any last words before I pull the switch? Before we end it, anything you want to be good?
I want to say hi to everyone out there, everybody who joined tonight. I want to thank everybody for the support. It means a lot. The only way we
after, believe it or not, we've had about some watchers, but people watch tomorrow. I'll have it on the YouTube channel, but the hard copy's on YouTube. People watch throughout the week. They comment. People, I saw you on the show. Believe it or not, people that watch at work on Saturdays, every Saturday. Well, I watched the show this morning. Dustin, my client. So go ahead, give a shout out.
No, that's great. I want to thank everybody for doing that. And don't like our team, like Private Eye Paranormal, JD, Danica, Bill, who's our technical director, Spirit Realm Network, just like everybody who's supported and you especially too. You have been diehard support from day one, which I appreciate and then like I want people that's like at the end of my show, I try to remind people never stop believing that there is something greater than ourselves out there. Like don't lose hope that there's more out there than just this flesh body here that we have. Turn
off the news, turn off the TV, don't rot your brain. Read a book. I'm not trying to get political, but it's just a lot of fear out there, Irene.
Yeah,
it is, man. I'm so glad.
It's understandable.
I look at my feet and go block. I just fucking can't do it. So I love that you bring good show, Brandon. Thank you for tuning in, Brandon. You got to get on Irene's show. You and your wife, and it'll be great. You're gonna come back on my show. Think you'll be a part of Historical Haunted Booking too for a couple of years now, blowing the Annabelle up with me. Irene, can I get you on maybe in the future, like around the fall, winter time, as a guest host or co-host or something?
The fall will be fun. I'd love to jump on. That's great. It was fun.
I'm like you, I got ADHD, and I'm booked in November. It's like the third week in November. I'm booked at fucking Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Look, you're booked that long. But people jump off. If I can get you as a co-host and shoot the shit, sure. I always love talking to you. I rub it an hour and a half.
Do you think they'll be able to handle us going in like all different directions, asking them all?
Dude, it started out good. We've been all over the place. There's so much more we could cover, but I try to keep it within an hour and a half. So we'll get you out there if you guys want to get on there. Private Eye Paranormal, Irene myself, ACHELOIS. Check her out. If not, message me. So until the next time, we're good.
You're awesome.
Oh, dude, you're awesome. That was a good show. Thank you, Mary Kate. Thank you to the sponsor, Devin.
Oh, yeah, our sponsor.
Devin gave me his movies. He mailed me at no cost. He signed them both. Him and his wife were in them. Vine Spear. Look at that. To Adam, Devin Oman. Director, he sponsored the show. Check it out real quick. If the guy that played, you see the original It, right?
Yeah.
Henry Bowers, the one that killed the kid that carved his name in the belly and killed his father in the leather jacket.
Ooh,
it's on my show. Jared Blanket from United Kingdom sent me this. To Adam, the Ghost Hunter. Kill you too, motherfucker. It was in the original It. You know, I gotta put that on my wall. That's what I'm about, right? I could go to work 9 to 5. I could come home, have a Subway sub, and go to bed, or I could go fucking cool people on the fucking podcast like Irene.
Yeah.
So,
thanks. But that was pretty cool.
Dude, that was pretty wild. But he gave me an intro just like you, which I need. I'll get Danica to get one for 3 seconds. I don't think it's long enough to record, but whatever. So we'll get you back on next time. Irene, if you're good, we're good. Thank you for being part of the booking agency for 2 years straight. I thank you for trusting me, believing in me, and just doing your thing for the human good. We need more people like Irene out there and Danica too. Just more people that show their face besides Danica. But people like you know what I mean? I'm going to give her shit. All right. Till next week, guys. Next week's guest is Alexis Aaron, another guest of mine. She's the candle maker. You can see her candle. I lost it.
Beautiful candles.
She's candles. Yes, she's from Derry, New Hampshire. I have another candle. Oh, this is going to be for you, Irene. You like this one.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah. I gotta admit, I have felt that way a few times ever since going public.
It's good to help people. It's good to do your thing, but sometimes I'm like, fuck it all, let the world burn. So thank you, Medium Irene. Thank you, Transcriber. Thank you, Paranormal Investigator, and just all around decent human soul. And I appreciate you. Private Eye Paranormal, guys, check her out. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching the show. Say bye, Irene.